All right. Today is currently Sunday, July the 13th, and this is my second weekly trading recap. I did skip a week since the first one, but I want to keep trying to make these. No promises on being consistent. So, we're just going to start the week from the beginning. Monday, we took no trade. Uh, I'm sorry. Monday, we took one trade. What I meant to say is, I'm pretty sure there was no news. And that's why I kind of like this week because, see, there's no news Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there was news, but it was after I was already done trading. And then Thursday, there was a little bit of news, and Friday, there was none. So this week really was just how do you trade, you know? Uh, there was no real news impacting it, just raw market. So I took one trade on Monday. It was a decent setup. What I saw was, I don't know what to call him yet, but one of these traders that I follow online that often trades SPY, I noticed a lot in his trading recaps is this right here. Two wicks, normally one red, one green, or this one could be green, this one could be red, or sometimes they're the same color, but two candles, normally about the same length, and this on a 5 minute chart. But I've seen in multiple different time frames. They'll be roughly the same, and then we'll get a big movement either up or a big movement down right after. So, trying to recall the trade off memory. That was my final confirmation. I had seen a couple more beforehand, and I got in. Ended up sticking it out till uh 1 second. Let me see. Was this a short or was it? Um, this was a short. Okay, so I saw that. I was like, okay, gonna wait for the pull. Let it pulled up. Don't know why I ignored some of these movements, but ended up working out. Got in at the top and got to about here before I got nervous and left. I wanted to go to the support bar, but I let the emotions get the best of me and pulled up right here. So I still won the trade, but didn't stick to my plan, which I should have. I should have either lost or I should have won one or the other. Uh, Gotta remember to stick to the plan because had I stick to the plan, not. But let's see, two candles later, absolutely crushed where I would have pulled 10 minutes later. So fairly decent trade. Way more can be improved on, but I'll take it. After that, we have Tuesday and Wednesday, which on both days I did not trade. Uh, just didn't like how the market was moving. I can recognize this opportunity, but I can also recognize what level I'm at and where I should be trying to put in and where I shouldn't. And I said, let's take it easy. I already got a win on the week. Let's make sure I'm confident with the trades I'm taking. So then we move on to Thursday, which we took one trade, which was a call. Um, I think I made the same mistake on Thursday and Friday, where I sit here and watch the charts, and this is on a 5 minute candle, so I let 5, 10, almost a full 15 minutes of straight green before I said, okay, let me enter. I have a bad habit of just watching the movements fly by. But nevertheless, I did get in, and it did still do a pretty decent run. And the exit was fairly good. If I remember, I may have had a slight more green before it fell back down. I was mainly looking at the support line. Probably fell back to the support line. This was a okay trade at best. Wouldn't really recommend. Moving on to the last trade of the week. Friday did the same exact thing. Now this is on a 1 minute, but 6 minutes of green before I decided I needed to get in. And this was already after I think an hour or two of watching green. So this trade, while I made $8, I call it closer to break even. This did end up being the top, so I'm glad I did pull out because it crashed like right after this. Price action was actually really crazy on Friday. There's some crazy just movements everywhere. I even put it in the note, crazy price action. Uh, I let FOMO get the best of me, my emotions, and I took the trade when I really should have took it right here or not taking it at all. I was on my phone a lot, letting this pass, so I need to focus on putting the phone down more while I'm trading to remain focused. And I had 3 greens this week. If you look at the money amounts, Monday it was a $14 trade. Thursday it was a $17 trade, and Friday it was an $8 trade. Uh, I round. The journal is actually $40 if we add the census, but $40 week. But as I'm on this journey, I'm learning more and more that dollar amounts don't really matter. So in reality, on Monday this was a 7% trade. On Thursday this was a 6.5% trade, and then Friday was a 4% trade. Um, Pretty much what I'm trying to master right now, for one, is make sure my strategy works, and two, really learn how options work. What's the best way to get in, get out? Yeah, I was hitting way bigger dollar amount trades when I didn't know anything, but I didn't know anything. I was kind of just gambling. Now that I understand, after my capital's gone, I'm kind of honing in on the skill more than the money. I'm not really worried about that. 100% win rate on the week is way better than 50% to me at this moment. 50%, but I made $1,000. Right now, I need to learn the skill, and I can put the money later. I can fund my account more once I can consistently, get on the winning side of trades, per se. So I'm learning that uh, once I feel that I have this down, I'll start increasing money, because trading is just a skill you need to learn. The money comes second. If I can consistently hit five, six, $8 trades, all I gotta do is throw what 1,000, 2,000, and now instead of eight, five, six, seven, $8, is five, six, $700 per trade. So that's more or less what I'm focusing on right now, learning the skill. I say it's a decent week. It gives me faith in my strategy, knowing that on a week where news really wasn't a factor, I went green. Now I will say the markets were pretty easy this week. Excuse me, not too much chop in the markets. So we'll really see next week how this affects me. I know going into next week, let's see, going into next week, we have Flat Monday. So hopefully I can get something off there. But pretty much for the rest of the week, uh, the news happens before market and then on Friday, 30 minutes after the market opens. Wednesday, I might not get it. No, it's Thursday. Thursday, I might not get a trade in. I do have things to do. Maybe within the first hour of the market opening, even though I don't like trading the first 30 minutes. But we'll see. So I'll say it's a pretty decent week. Made $40, but more importantly, I made 3 correct trades. Now, I am the type to only do 1 to 2 trades a day, at the very most 3. I find myself typically losing more the more trades I make in a day. So I will. That's why on these green days I'm pretty much one and done. And at the capital my account is at right now, not really viable for me to be doing multiple trades a day. But that's fine. I can spend more time studying on the charts, figuring all of this out, and it's a pretty good week. I think that about wraps up the summary for the week. I think I'm gonna try go harder next week, and yeah, that's about it.